Mind Matters podcast. Why smart kids end up lonely and struggle as adults. Welcome to Mind Matters podcast. Today we're diving into a topic that's often overlooked but affects so many people. Why do smart kids grow up feeling lonely and struggling as adults? Have you ever felt stuck? You know you're capable, yet you can't seem to find the motivation to do the things you want. You feel different, disconnected from those around you, even though everything looks fine on the outside. If any of this sounds familiar, it's not your fault. It's the result of a psychological pattern that began forming in childhood. The start of the trap. You're so smart. As children, smart kids often receive endless praise. Parents, teachers, and even peers celebrate their ability to pick things up quickly, get high grades effortlessly, and solve problems with ease. They are told they are special, that they have a bright future ahead of them. And in childhood, this feels great. Being smart often means getting through school without much struggle. They don't have to study as hard as others, they learn quickly, and they stand out. But here's the problem. This success doesn't come from effort, but from ease. People don't praise them for their hard work. They praise them for getting things right without struggling. And when that happens over and over, a dangerous belief starts to take root. If I'm smart, things should be easy. And for a while, that belief holds up. But as they grow older, the world stops being easy. The invisible pressure. When being smart becomes a burden. At some point, everyone encounters real challenges, whether it's a difficult subject, a demanding job, or a skill that requires continuous practice. Suddenly, things are no longer effortless. And for those who have always believed that intelligence means ease, this isn't just difficult, it's a threat to their identity. They start to wonder, if I'm really smart, why am I struggling? If I don't understand something right away, does that mean I'm not special anymore? And instead of facing these challenges, they begin avoiding them. They don't raise their hand unless they're certain they're right. They don't try new activities because they fear they won't excel. They don't pursue passions because they might not be the best at them. Over time, they shrink their world, sticking only to things they're already good at. And in doing so, they trap themselves inside their own comfort zone. The beginning of isolation. But this doesn't just affect personal growth, it also impacts relationships with others. Think about how connections are formed. Friendships, relationships, and meaningful social bonds often come from shared experiences. Going through struggles together, learning new things, growing side by side. But if you avoid challenges, if you refuse to try new things, if you fear failure, you also remove yourself from these shared experiences. You don't join clubs because you're afraid of not being good enough. You don't play sports because it's unfamiliar. You avoid group projects because they frustrate you. And before you know it, you're no longer part of the social flow. Instead of participating, you observe. Instead of connecting emotionally, you analyze. Instead of engaging with people, you try to understand them logically. And that creates a gap, a distance between you and everyone else. Why intelligence won't fix loneliness. As a smart person, you try to solve this problem logically. You analyze yourself, break down your emotions, and even write out arguments to convince yourself that you're fine. But here's the truth. Intelligence is not a tool for solving emotional pain. Loneliness isn't a problem you can fix with logic. It can only be healed through real human connection. But this is where many intelligent people make one final mistake. They build a wall to protect themselves. They tell themselves, I'm just different from others. I don't relate to people because I think on a deeper level. I don't need shallow relationships. But in reality, this is just a defense mechanism, a way to avoid facing the pain of loneliness by convincing yourself that you're above everyone else. And when that happens, you're not just lonely, you're trapped in a cycle of isolation. So how do you break free? The first and most important step is to let go of the identity of being the smart one. This doesn't mean you stop being intelligent. It means you stop defining your self-worth by how effortlessly you succeed. Instead of asking, how can I look smart? Start asking, how can I grow? Allow yourself to try new things and be bad at them. Accept that you will make mistakes, struggle, and feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. And most importantly, learn to connect with people in a real way. Stop over-analyzing every conversation. Stop trying to say the perfect thing. Stop trying to be the smartest person in the room. Instead, just be present, listen, and engage with your emotions. You don't need to be good at connecting to actually connect. You just need to show up and try. And when you do, you'll realize that the world outside your comfort zone isn't as scary as you thought. It's the only place where you can truly belong. Thank you for listening to Mind Matters podcast. If this resonated with you, share your thoughts. And remember, real change starts the moment you step outside your comfort zone. See you in the next episode.